Yeah, believe
Effortlessly.
it. Are we taking this shot of Avion? Is that what we
gonna
doing?
do that.
Okay, here's the deal.
Oh, we got another shot.
We got another shot.
This is real.
Jeezy, do us the honors, man. Make the toast.
Hey, man, listen. This is to my family up here in L.A., my family away from home. This is the L.A. for always riding with a real one, man. We're going to take this shot of Avion, man, to celebrate greatness, to celebrate grind, to celebrate hustle, to celebrate the struggle we here, baby. Let's get it.
Cheers, man.
Already.
Yeah.
And I'm really taking a shot. My third one since I've been here.
All 5 minutes.
10 minutes. Welcome to the cruise show,
I don't know
man.
what the rest of my day is going to be like. Going to end up at somebody's day party. That's what it's feeling like.
Yo,
strip club.
You're starting it, right?
Yo, Jeezy, they saying it's snow season out here, man.
Yeah, man. You know, summertime is the best time for me because it's just like, it's like summer, man. You know, dropping the top. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just that feeling, man. You know, it just make you want to celebrate. I've been grinding all winter. Like my homies say, we gonna F the summer up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we on right now. Shouts out to Boo Ross, Cindy, Boston George. But that's what we on, man.
Yo, I remember the all black snowman T-shirts,
all
right?
that.
With the sparkle on it, all,
Right.
and it would get all over the place.
That was real snow, by the way.
Yo, listen, it would get all over the place. It'd be on your hands. It was just everywhere. You look like you just got done getting a lap dance when you took it off.
Right, all that.
Glitter was all over your face.
Yeah, can't go home with it.
But that was the meanest shirt in the streets.
Right. You know, listen, had it not been vested in, you know, I wanted to sell music at the time, but if had not been trying to sell apparel,
dog, for real, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody was trying to get their hands on this shirt. This shirt was just fire.
I probably sold 2 million records from Thug Motivation, but I probably sold 10 million T-shirts.
Damn.
Dude, 10 million.
T-shirts.
Isn't that crazy, man?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
hustle
man.
game.
Listen, man, Jeezy is here. Cruise show, Power 106.
LA.
Magic City, Monday, baby.
Yeah. Magic City, Monday, yeah.
Take us to Magic City, man. Take us there right now,
I'm gonna tell you,
man.
like, you pull up, the pull up is crazy, the valet is mean.
Wait. When you pull up, though, you got to pull up right.
Yeah, because if you want the first 4 parking spaces in the very front,
Talk to him.
it's $500 a piece.
That's it.
Jeez.
Yo, it costs.
So I'm gonna go ahead and throw them 3 bands because I want them all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
My man.
I need the crew
Buy
park
out all
there.
the property. I
What
love
we what we parking in there when we roll up in?
I mean, it depends. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mood?
if you feel real coopish, you know what I mean? You can pull up in the Wraith.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can pull up in the Rari.
Rari's good.
You know, I'm on my Rari thing right now. You know, Lamborghinis are cool. You know what I'm saying? But the doors are too much to open up. It's work.
It's a hassle.
I don't
It's a
got time for
hassle.
that. I don't got
No
time
one's
for
got
that
time
shit.
for that.
I don't got time for that shit. You know what I mean? But anyway.
I wish I didn't have time for that shit. What
I
a
ain't got time for
problem.
that shit. But when you walk up, you know, and the reason why the Magic City Money record is so important to me because I remember grinding, hustling, spending all my money to have an outfit, new jewelry, new car, new rims.
That's right.
Washed up to go to that club on Monday to show people where I was really at in life.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you walked in them doors, you was prepared to spend whatever, whenever, to show people where you was at in life. And, you know, a wise man always told me that if you go there and you spend $1 million, you know, in a year's span, then people wouldn't be scared to spend $10 million with you. So if that's records or whatever you doing, you know what I'm saying? So Magic City was our stage, and for me to take it back there to the essence, it ain't really about, you know, spending the money. It's about the celebration, about being, you know, a young black entrepreneur and being able to go in there and look like money and feel like money.
That's right. Yeah.
Spend that money and like
Why that money?
my man used to tell me, you know, don't look at it like you're throwing it away. You're putting kids through college and paying tuitions. You're giving back. So you're like a modern day Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, we had Akon in here, and he called them donations.
No. By the way, he's a part of that.
Oh
Yeah,
He's,
for
part,
sure.
he's a part of that alumni. I've seen Akon spend a lot of money in Magic
Yeah,
City.
he says he starts with a brick of 5.
That's right.
Right?
That makes
sense.
sense.
And then after that,
Right.
you move forward
You
gradually.
move forward. And you got to do it.
Yeah.
If you're in there an
Insane.
hour, you know what I'm saying? Just be prepared to pay, you know, 5 or 10 college tuitions.
Yeah. So it's safe to say
Some
you support.
insurances.
Yeah, it's safe to say you support single mothers.
I support single mothers.
And they want to be working when you're there.
Right.
They want your night.
By the way, we just went there last Monday, made a movie. You know what I mean? Just tore the roof off of what I spent. You know what I mean? It wasn't even really about the money. I hadn't been out to Magic in a while because I've been working.
Yeah.
So it was really about just giving back. to the people.
Yeah, I gotta get out there, man, because we got
you gotta
bullshit
do it.
strip clubs out here now.
Listen, man, I'm just trying to tell
trash,
you, man.
dog.
Come to Magic City.
Is there food there? Can we get some food?
What?
I heard the food bomb though, like chefs, right?
First of all, people travel all around the world for the shrimp and rice. You know what I'm saying? Just know that. Yeah, I don't
what
know
is it,
where
like
they
a
get
coconut curry or
yeah,
what are we
all
talking
that.
about?
I don't know where they get it from because we ain't got no water. But
Yeah, right.
they imported it. Yeah,
right, they imported it from somewhere. But people really. I've seen people go there just to eat and leave.
Yeah. That's how good the food is.
That's how good the food is.
What do they do for breakfast? Like eggs and legs, or what do they do?
Turkey bacon, I'm hearing egg whites.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe some smoked salmon.
Man,
right. There he is. How
what I'm
important is it for your music to break in these strip clubs?
I mean, to be honest with you, I got to keep it a buck. My whole career started in Magic City. Rest in peace to Fernando. He was one of the greatest DJs that ever lived. And I just remember being the dude that was in the back of the club with all the chains on, the cars outside, and was real shy about, trying to pursue music because I was already cool.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be the cool street guy that was trying to do music. But Fernando always encouraged me to just, come there and shine. It was like everybody stays because it was like The Office. So, if you were talking about street business, if you were talking about, real business or whatever, everybody came to Magic City.
Yeah.
And it was like the OGs and the young cats, everybody coming up. So it was like, if your music popped there, it popped everywhere.
Was it like a rite of passage, like to go through there? Like,
you
got to do Magic City.
No, you got to do Magic City. And by the way, the type of money that's spent there, my whole philosophy was, goddamn, if we're gonna spend all this, why shouldn't we just buy the club? You know what I'm saying? That was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But then you would own it, so it wouldn't be special.
Right. It's work.
You wouldn't want to be there every night.
Right.
Mondays,
Right.
Clock in.
So when you hear this song, you got to really know that it's really a celebration. From
Absolutely.
everybody from 2 Chainz, and I love 2 Chainz. Like he called me when I went there the other night. He was like, "Man, that's what I love to see you doing because I grew up watching you do that."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing as Future. They saw me, doing that. I had a conversation with Future when I was in my house in St. Thomas, and he was like, he came to the crib and he was just kicking it. And he was like, "Yo, I just remember you coming to the studio when I was with Dungeon Family and bringing grocery bags full of money to get tracks. I didn't even know that was him at the time.
Right,
you know what I mean? So
right.
He saw that. Same thing with 2 Chainz. They used to see us in the club, going wild. And everything you see these cats doing, from drinking out the bottles of champagne and throwing bricks of money, that's something that we originated. But it was originated because it was told to me that you're supposed to always give back. You know what I'm saying? So we looked at it as giving back.
You felt it was like charity, right?
I mean, that's what I was told.
You're right.
I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
at the same time, you just feel that feeling when you walk in there. And when I did this record, it was more so about letting people know this is the feeling I want to bring back.
That's right.
I want to bring that hood star, that trap star,
that
that's
guy who
goes,
about.
He goes and that guy who goes and triple pays for his car wash. And why do I smell weed right now?
It's your boy.
Your boy over here smoking.
Family.
Okay, cool.
Yo, let him get a hit of that, man. It's all good.
Right. But to me, that was the biggest platform and the biggest stage ever. Because when you came there, you had to really be a star because there was really stars in the building.
Is that something that you heard of growing up? Like, yo, once you get on, you got to go through Magic City.
No, it was something that all my OGs always taught me. Like, we end up at Magic City in broad daylight. We just sit there, and it's like one of the only milestones that's left in Atlanta because they close like Visions and 112 and all these different clubs.
Strokers?
No, Strokers is still open,
there?
But it ain't Magic City.
Okay.
Ain't no Magic.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
It's not Magic.
Yeah.
Different level.
But Magic to me is like, when you in Atlanta, it's like the biggest thing you can do. You go in Magic, you got to be prepared to spend some money, have a great time.
So
eat
you
some
can't
great
walk
food.
in with $20.
By the way, I don't think you can even get in the parking lot with $20. I'm
Maybe we
just
shouldn't
gonna
go.
keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think you can do it.
No,
I mean, honestly,
there's no way. No, you have to come prepared for Magic City.
You're spending money.
And even back in the day, I remember just pulling up in Magic, and they used to have the bootleg guy outside that's selling the CDs. He sell all the Cash Money CDs and everything. So I remember all that. You know what I'm saying? So for me to even make a song about that feeling, you know what I mean? I want people to understand it ain't about me saying you got to be in Magic City on Monday. It just feels like that every day for me.
That's right.
Every day I get up, I want to be as fresh as I could be. I want to be as viral as I can be. You know what I'm saying? I want to be as charismatic as I could be.
Sure.
Because that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
and that's what it's about, being a trap star. You know what I mean? You got to go
right.
there and put on. So if I'm ever in your club, in your city, I'm your strip club, I'm going to do it to the max because I'm a Magic City veteran, and you got to understand that. And you must respect that or check that. You feel me?
Believe it. What's up, Todd?
Is there competition between you and other artists? Like about money, whoever spends the most? Like you guys care? Like,
There's always a light
who
competition.
Wants what? My track record exceeds me. I don't think there's another artist that can go in Magic City and spend the money I spend.
Is that right?
Nobody.
You're spending
Nobody
more than
close.
Akon?
There's only one person in the world, and that's my guy.
Has Mayweather been up there?
He don't want it with me in
You
there.
don't want it?
Really?
I love Mayweather.
Uh-huh.
My track record, I don't care if he go in there tomorrow. Whatever he spend, they gonna see my track record.
What has 2 Chainz done in there?
I don't know, but that's my guy. I love him to death. But even he knows what I've done in there, and it's like
Even he knows what it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
he knows what it is.
yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a decade, man.
Hey.
But don't get it wrong.
Right.
Don't get it wrong.
But is there competition between you guys? Like, yo, I just did this. Like,
Friendly,
no one really
maybe
cares,
friendly.
right?
Yo,
you know?
by the way, 2 Chainz called me when I went in there, and he told me, man, I just love when you do that. So to me,
That's
it's
amazing.
never been a competition because Jeezy do what Jeezy do.
That's
and
right.
Everybody else do what they do.
That's right.
And we all love it. I love what 2 Chainz do. I watch him. I seen him grow. I tell him all the time, proud of you, bro. Same thing with Future.
That's
you know what I'm
love,
saying?
man.
Like,
And they looking to you for that.
Yo, I remember being in the studio on 11th Street in working, and I heard Future was in the other room. This was like 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I had never met Future, and I went to the refrigerator to get my fruit plate out of there. You know what I'm saying? In the refrigerator.
That's right.
And ran into Future at the refrigerator. He was like, "Yo, I'm Future." I was like, "What's up, homie? I'm young." And we just chopped it up for like 5 minutes, and I saw his career go where it went because I seen him do a lot of work. Same as 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? One thing you can't say about 2 Chainz is he's lazy. You can't say that. He works every day, every night. I call him all the time. He's in the studio from 12 until. And I asked him, I was like, how the hell you go to the studio all night and then all day you be out, doing what you got to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to see them cats represent the city like that, it just makes me proud to be from a town like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Even T.I.,
Sure.
Lucci, Young Thug. I mean, we see each other, crossing every day, and it's just like, we all, eat from the same plate, but they all know my track record and where I really came from and how I really got it in and who I really ran with. And it's just always a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I love ATL, because all the street cats and all the music cats understand what it is because it coincides, you know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So
man.
it's like it's not one thing without the other. Like you can't be in the club and be an artist and not be a street dude. Because if you're not, is that water or is that Avion?
That's water.
What do you want? What do you need?
I need that.
Okay.
But anyway, if you in the club and you an artist, it might be a little weird on you. You know what I'm saying? Because people ain't gonna give you the same respect. But if you're in the club and you're an artist and you're a street dude, they just respect you different.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying?
Listen, they saying it's snow season.
Yeah, no, listen.
Been snow season.
It's gonna be a cold summer. Like 2016 is gonna be crazy.
I love that.
It's gonna be a cold summer, man.
I love that. What are we doing this summer?
Oh man, listen. First of all, we're buying all the cars.
I like that.
We're rocking all the chains.
No Lambos though.
We get no Lambos. It's too much work.
It's a
We ain't
process.
got time for that
I ain't
shit.
got time for that shit.
No
You
Teslas?
know what I'm saying, huh?
No Teslas?
No.
No.
Nah,
Yeah, definitely.
We going foreign. We going foreign.
Right. Foreign.
All the way foreign.
Foreign, all the way.
My man.
But no, look, everybody's putting out good music. Everybody's grinding. I love to see it, but at the same time, it's just like, when I'm when I'm in my bag and I'm on my shit, you already know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm in my bag.
Yeah.
Snowman.
Snowman.
I'm in my
season.
bag. I'm in my bag.
Hey, Jeezy, you mentioned Tip earlier, man, and he caught up with Yessie Ortiz here at Power 106 during BT weekend, and he was talking about how he's thinking about retirement. He's thinking about the day will come. Right? That's got to be tough for every artist.
Right.
You ever have those thoughts? There's no way.
I mean, I think I could retire from music, but I don't think I can ever retire for being a hustler. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that go on with me that people don't see on the surface, and I'm a really good businessman. I think I'm gonna be, a matter of fact, I know I'm gonna be set, for life.
Sure.
Because I understand business and I understand what it is to hustle, and I love to hustle. Whether it's real estate or whether it's brands, ventures, or whatever. And, I'm not really vocal about what I do because I am a street nigga for real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really feel the need to tell everybody what I got going on because I think that keeping it to yourself is what make it dope.
I think so too, man. I think Diddy taught us, man, and Big did as well. You know, Biggie, you know, you got to move in silence and violence. You feel me?
You got to do it, and it's just something I was taught from, you know, my OGs, and it's just like, you know, my mind and my brain never stops working because I am really a hustler. I stood on the porch. I done everything from the smallest level to the biggest level. And you know,
cutting grass back in the day.
No, I swear to God, I did.
I know.
$20 a yard.
I know you were.
I know. We heard about the business.
I threw watermelons, cantaloupes. You know what I mean? I'm a Georgia boy, so that's what we do.
That's right.
And I did all that. You know what I'm saying? House roofing, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I did all that. From standing on my auntie porch and, you know, doing extracurricular activities. We ain't got to talk about
it.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, it's all about the hustle and all about the grind and all about being productive every day.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I'm on. So everything that I do is productive. I'm great at what I do musically, but I just think, you know, once people really sit back and see what my business ventures are and the things I got going on, they're going to be very impressed because I don't really speak on because I don't feel the need to brag. You know what I'm saying? I just feel the need to do what I need to do.
You seem like you're in a good place.
Yeah. Oh, man, listen, man. I got, you know, 2 wonderful kids, man.
Right.
I'm blessed. I'm highly favored. I got good people around me. And, you know, business is good. Like, I ain't doing no complaining, man. I just feel like, you know, this is just, you know, it's going to be a cold summer for Young, man. Cause it's like, you know, all the stars are lining up. You know what I'm saying? So
it's working out.
Yeah, it's working out. So for me, it's just, you know, the grind, you know, Avion, you know, everything we doing.
Everything, man. You know, you've been on your grind since you hit the ground running, Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? And you and Jay-Z, you and Hov have a tremendous history together.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
for sure.
Yeah, you remember. I remember Jeezy and Hov at every award show.
Right.
He was right there.
Yeah, I was
big homie who had his arm around you.
I was the country guy with the diamonds in his belt buckle.
That's right. That's right.
And my clothes 7 times too big. You know what I mean?
The big ass pants. Yeah.
Right.
Nah, but you were on your way up.
Nah, I mean, you know, and it's dope because, you know, a lot of things I learned from Hov. You know, Hov is one of them smart guys that he's not gonna tell you anything, but if you're smart enough to get the game, you got it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is with me these days. If you're around me and you understand what it is to get the game, you'll get. I'm not gonna sit there and explain it to you because I feel like, you know, you shouldn't hold nobody's hand.
Sure.
But if you're around, you should be a sponge. You should absorb it.
Learn.
Yeah,
when I'm around,
exactly.
When I'm around, I absorb. But like, you know, I'm definitely gonna listen more than I talk.
That's right.
When
That's
I'm in
right.
the room, you know
we saw you backstage with Jay-Z at the Formation tour.
Right.
What was that conversation about?
Oh man, it was crazy. I can't. I mean, you know, it's classified G14.
That's right. That's right. I can respect that.
But it was gangster.
That's right.
And every time me and Hov sit down, it's real boss talk. And it's really not about music. It's really about culture. You know what I'm saying? It's really about, you know, our positions in it.
Pushing it the right way.
And we always talk about, you know, how it's like really not about money. And it's more about power. You know what I'm saying? I understand the powers that I possess. I understand my charisma. I understand my savoir-faire. I understand, you know, just I'm magnetic when it comes to the streets and the culture and the people. So when I'm out, you know, people just gravitate to me because I am them. You know what I'm saying? So we talk about all that. You know what I mean? And it's really not about, you know, having a hit record or, you know, touring. It's more about, okay, so this is what's going on. So how you feel about that? You know, and it be real things. You know, it's about, you know, it's about the election. You know,
the election,
yeah, like how we can't let Donald Trump just, you know,
walk in there.
Right.
Nah. Can you vote?
Yeah. I can.
Are you voting for somebody specifically?
I mean, listen, man, and I hate to say this on national radio, but it's like they say the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know. I don't know Trump, but I feel like I know Hillary enough to know that, you know, she's probably the best person in that position. You know what I'm saying? It's like apples and oranges. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, listen, man, I can't front. I won't front. If Donald Trump becomes the president of the United States, I feel for my brown brothers.
That's right.
I feel for my black brothers.
Thank you, man.
We're gonna have a real problem, man.
We're gonna have a problem, bro. We're gonna have a problem, man. Yeah. And we're gonna have to reunite now more than ever, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's
so
up,
we talk about stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
It's dope, man.
But it's dope,
Deep
man.
conversations with Jay-Z,
yeah,
no big deal.
man, about life, you know.
Right, you know, on Avion and Duce, you know, hey, man.
Hey.
You never know. You never know.
What's up, Todd?
I would say one of my favorite songs was with you and Jay. I've Seen It All, man. Like, I thought that song was perfect for both you guys because you guys kind of have a similar story to hustling, and you guys actually live the life you guys are talking about in the song. Was it a perfect fit for you guys to work on that song together?
Yeah, I did the record and did the hook did a song and everything. And I called him. I was like, yo, I got this song. It's crazy. He's like, yo, send it. So instead of him calling back and being like, yo, I like it, he sent this verse back. You know what I mean? I evaded a lot of things. Adversity is the key to life to me. You know what I'm saying? So for me to get on the track with somebody that I've heard, 5 or 6 records from before I even got in the recording studio, and for him to embrace the fact that I said I seen it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was real to me. You know what I mean? Because
that's co-signing for you.
That's still Jay-Z.
Yeah. That's right.
You know
that's
I mean?
right.
For me to say I seen it all, you know what I mean? Like
crazy.
He knows where I'm at mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm young with an old soul. I look like it though. I look good.
Ah, there he is. There he is. There he is. Yo, I love the Jesus piece too. Those those are the wave right there.
I'm
the
like
small
these
joints,
days, man. I'm just blessed and highly favored, man.
That's right.
I don't need a lot, but I got a lot.
We still working out. We working out. We living life.
I'm gonna keep it real now. I've been balling for the last 2 weeks, so I've been off and on. But other than that, I've been in there.
Everything about going vegetarian or vegan?
Nah, man. I mean, I don't eat beef or pork. You know what I'm saying? I try to eat as healthy as I can. You know what I'm saying? Your body's your temple. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I like being, the ladies like it.
That's right. That's right.
I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Just being right.
Yeah, you ever want to go vegan, you got to talk to Crystal B, man. She'll help you out.
Give me some recipes.
Oh, you got some recipes?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of OGs, man, the homie 50 had a little breakdown.
He did?
Recently. Did you hear about it?
Nah.
Check this out.
What you got? Is my time is up? You mean to tell me you is going to kick me off the stage for a T.I. and a Jeezy? This.
Yo.
Right.
He was being kicked off. That's got to suck for any artist.
Listen. We love 50, man. Everybody loves 50. We understand 50. I seen him that night, and we laughed about it. Good. Honestly.
Good.
You know what I mean? But
is that when he went to jail? After saying motherfucker?
He went to jail?
Well, he went to jail for saying motherfucker.
Oh, no, that was the other day. Yeah.
He went to jail?
Yeah, he said motherfucker on stage, and they told him not to cuss on stage.
Yeah, he was somewhere.
St. Kitts, and you can't cuss in public.
Okay,
what are you going to do?
But listen, man, one thing about Curtis, man, we love him. He's a very smart businessman.
That's right.
And he's never been the type to hold his tongue. And he's a G. Even when I saw him, he greeted that same night. We had a party together. He dapped me, greeted me. You know what I'm saying? The way he always do. And I understand I'm an artist, so I understand that sometimes you say things, but at the same time you really have love for people.
Yeah.
And we just tripped about it. We drunk Avion and had some vodka.
That's right.
And talk shit. Right. And that was it. Matter of fact, I think we performed together. Like he was on the stage.
That's love. Yeah.
Yeah, we just wild out.
Yeah, man. Now you've always been honest.
Right.
You've always been very truthful about your opinions, and you've always said what you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How do you feel about these new cats out?
I mean, listen, man. One thing I do respect about them that I must say is that the fact that they making their own way and they figuring it out without labels. You know what I'm saying? They figuring it out without middlemen. They're really getting real money. They understand what touring is like. They understand what, being consistent is like. And you got to really respect that, man, because it's like, it was a time that, when selling music out of your trunk was, real. So now this is what they're doing is real. They're using the internet and the social media stuff to really make money. And it's like they looking like money. They putting people on, they're entrepreneurs, and it's like you really got to respect it.
Yeah, right.
They're finding the new wave, the new evolution of what music is going to be. So
you can't be mad at that.
Nah, you can't, man.
Right?
Because at the end of the day, it opens my eyes. You know what I mean? Because I think old school sometimes. You know what I mean? And with them, it's more about hustle. It's more about being consistent. It's more about being, proactive and instead of waiting on somebody. And you gotta really respect that, man. Because it's just like, these kids out here making, making $1 million companies and Fortune 500 companies, from their cell phones.
Yep.
Sick, right? Crazy, right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, like I was telling somebody that the other day, it was like, when Michael Jordan was playing, he was playing his heart out. He only got so much money for his basketball career. Of course, he got more for
the shoes.
Shoes, yeah.
But think about LeBron. I mean, LeBron just signed $1 billion deal.
Billy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From basketball. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy. We call him Billy the Kid.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how the game, changed. You got to look how, Jordan look at cats like Bron. And if he didn't have the shoes.
Sure.
Where would Jordan
but
be?
Man.
Do you agree it used to be harder to be famous?
Oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep a lot of my, my shit just to myself, because it's like, I get the Snapchats and the IGs and all that, but it's just like, where I'm from, you can't give them everything. But I understand the new cats want to give them everything because they want to shine. You got to let them shine. Yeah. And I gave them everything, back then, 04, 05, when we was doing Magic City, we gave them everything. We gave them all the money.
That's right.
All the, we gave them everything.
Hell yeah.
So it's like now, you have to be a little more reserved, especially for cats like me, because it's like, that's my legacy. That's the stigma.
Right.
Of Jeezy. Like you know him when you see him. You can see me. I can greet you. On some personal, like, hey, how you doing? Or I can have my Chuck Taylors on. You already know what that's gonna be.
Believe it. Believe it. So, yes, sir.
So you know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like to leave it at that. So I'm one of them cats. I'm a street cat. So for me, I like to. I like to be in the dark. You know what I mean? When you see me, I'm shining, and when you don't see me, I'm grinding. You know what I mean?
That's it. I like that. When you see me, I'm shining. When you don't, I'm grinding.
Right. That's it.
Fuck with me. What's up, Crystal?
Oh, you were saying you were hanging out with YG.
Right.
Is there gonna be a potential collab maybe in the works with you?
Shout out to CTE
already, man. YG's my little brother, man. I love him to death, man. He's one of the smartest young cats I know. I seen him, just build his whole empire off of just, his vision. And
right.
My even dealing with him was just trying to help him execute his vision.
Sure. His first album, he wanted to call it Bompton. You talked him out of that.
Right.
Because you wanted a more broad appeal, which is very smart.
Yeah, I just kept it real with him. I was just like, yo, YG, don't just alienate your fans. Everybody love you.
Right.
Bloods, Crips alike, GDs, Vice Lords, SDs, New Breeds. So it's like, you're the leader of this young gangster nation. So you got to embrace everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because they're going to follow you, you know what I'm saying? Because he is smart, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He is charismatic. He does understand what it is to be a leader. Like, you know what I mean? I was with him last night. I just, the way he moves, he's smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he gets it.
You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, man, what you need to do is really figure out how to, just explain the day in the life of a young gangster.
Right.
And when we went in to do his album, that's what we really talked about. Like, from the beginning to end, that should be just one day of a young cat out here really trying to get his grind on and really trying to figure it out. And, he came to Atlanta. He stayed down there with me for like 3-4 months. Mustard came. His whole crew came, and, he made a classic album. And just like his album he just put out now, Still Brazy. You know what I mean?
Still Brazy.
Yeah, it's dope.
I seen the CTE logo, and I said, okay,
right.
My man Snow go, he up to something. And I know you're still working. You got the album on the way.
Oh, man, listen, man.
What's up, bro?
Greatness.
Yeah?
Greatness. Effortlessly.
What direction are we going into?
Hey, man, you heard Magic City Money.
Come
That's
on,
all I can tell you.
Let's go.
Stay there.
That's just a
stay there.
Stay there.
Let's stay there.
A little taste.
Straight
Let's
up, yo.
stay there.
Hey, Jeezy, we appreciate you around here, man.
No, listen, man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. And, every time I'm in LA, I got to stop and holler at my family.
Definitely.
Man.
Hell
every
yeah,
time,
man.
Every
Hell
time.
yeah.
Any and every time.
That's right.
And then y'all had the Avion. Did I say that right? Avion.
Avion.
Ready, bro. Ready.
We call it Avion in Atlanta. But in LA, it's Avion.
Avion. Well, you know what the name stands for, right?
Yeah.
It's a Spanish word for airplane.
Right.
Avion, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you met Ken yet?
Yeah, no, come on, that's my brother, man.
Yeah,
I love Ken, man.
That's
Ken
right.
always giving me game. We always popping back and forth. He told me the whole story about, why he called it Avion.
He owned the jet company and all of that. Yeah.
So, he a good dude.
When I first met him, the first words out of his mouth were Young Jeezy.
Right.
And he's like, do you know Young Jeezy? I said, of course I know who that is. Is he stupid?
You might have heard of him.
Yeah,
That's
good
my
dude,
guy,
though,
man.
man.
Good
He's
dude.
out to get it, right?
Good dude. Dude.
Listen, Jeezy, congratulations on everything.
Yeah.
Hey, man, listen, man. Magic City Money's on iTunes right now. If you ain't got it, go get it. Hurry up. Don't play with yourself. And other than that, man, when you see me, holler at me, man. LA, I'm out here for a couple of days, so I'll be moving around. You know what it is.
That's right, man.
Straight like that.
And you know, Power 106 Crew Show, you got a home here.
Hey, man, that's what it is, baby. Look, when I come through, they got me set all up.
Avion, man, Avion. Next time we'll have some strippers, man. We'll have some adult entertainment.
Let's do it.
That's right.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Jeezy, Crew Show, Power 106.
Timberland, best then, better now. Get yourself a pair at Robert Wayne Footwear.